Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Oh my goodness, yes. That beautiful reminder of choice that every single one of us has. And that is something that we hope that you tap into and use. Remember, everything is fundamentally meaningless. And I mean everything. Everything just is. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And when you use your thoughts to give meaning to things in the realm of how it's happening for you, oh my God, everything changes. It changes the state that you're in. And that state, that's a frequency, that's a vibratory state. And that is the attractive force in your life. And think about it. You have control over that. You can think whatever you want to think. You can give meaning to anything however you want to make it mean. You can think what you please. If to think is to form, you can form what you please. And yes, again, that is freaking amazing. When you really dive into it, you'll see that you are so powerful. You've always had access to this power. It's just a matter of you waking up to see and engage with that power, that hidden power, is what Thomas Troward talks about, which can help you to achieve anything that you want, anything you desire. I mean, really grab onto this. Every one of these calls here are about helping you to master your mind, to master what's happening inside. And again, if you think about it and you look around you, you'll see that there's evidence of everything that I'm sharing with you right now, and it's crystal clear. I mean, just look at everything in the world around you that's been made. Look in your room right now. Look at what's been made in your room. Okay, here, I got drapes, I got the door, I got lights, I got all this, got this flashlight. I mean, there's so much, all of which 100% of it was imagined first before it became the material thing. See, somebody thought of it first in mind. Write this in your notes. Everything starts in the mind. Everything does. Everything happens twice. First in the mind, second in its physical form. Your results, how much you earn, what you do for work, your lifestyle, all of that. I got news for you. That happened inside first. It may not have happened intentionally by you, or maybe it has. Whole point being is it was on the in. Remember, as within, so without. As within, so without. You reap what you sow. The sowing is what's been planted in you. And that's what we study and dive into. That's what we've been learning from Charles Haanel, that beautiful, wonderful man, good old Charlie, right? And the master key system. That's what we've been studying. And hasn't it been wonderful? Hasn't it been wonderful with you tying into the principles and using it? How different have things been for you as you've been applying it? Hasn't it been amazing for you? You've been feeling different about yourself, haven't you? Because you've been using it. Now, if you haven't been feeling different, I got news for you. The reason why is not because you don't have the knowledge you do, it's just because you haven't shifted how you're thinking. And again, that brings up what we share with you consistently daily in these wonderful calls. So, yes, it's amazing. You're amazing. We're all amazing. Now, make sure you have your goal card with you. Well, go ahead and wave your goal card. Here we go. This thing right here, this idea right here, something that you've written down, something that you've imagined, that you've put down on paper. With that, my reminder for you is we don't manifest what we write down on a goal card. We don't manifest what we put on a vision board. We don't even manifest affirmations. What we manifest is how we feel about them. What we manifest is the connection we have with the idea. And again, what's that connection? That's feeling, that's vibration. That's what gets shown up in the realm of the world in terms of results. And that's what we're again hoping that you get. All right, so are you ready? Are you ready to go back into where we are in the master key system? I am. So here we go. Ready? One, two, three, kaboom. Woo! Okay, part 24. Now, this is what we touched in to a little bit yesterday. In terms of the page, it's on page 386. Okay, 385 before, 386 here. And part 24 Again, this part explains the entire theory and practice of every system of metaphysics. It tells how to express harmony, how to express health, how to express abundance. How many of you would love to express a lot more of that, right? Say me, I would, right? You would. Of course you would. That's why you're here. So, how to express harmony, how to express health, how to express abundance. In other words, show it as a result, because that's what you're after. You're not after, the words that are here. You're after delivering the outcome. Correct? Is that correct? Yes. You want to deliver amazing, big, beautiful outcomes. Well, this is going to show you how to express that. It explains the nature of all conditions and how they may be changed or removed. Now, let's sit in that for just a moment. He says the nature of all conditions, all results, all outcomes. The chair that you're sitting in right now, you've got to understand that you sitting in the chair is an outcome. The chair where it is in the place that you're in right now is an outcome. There's a nature to that outcome, the same way that there's a nature that's tied to how much you earn. Now, if you can understand what that nature is, don't you think that that would help you to deliver that change? See, this is what this is helping you to see. So again, it explains the nature of all conditions and how they may be changed or removed. Maybe right now you have more month at the end of the money. Is that something you have? Well, maybe you want to shift that and remove that and change it to more money at the end of the month. A lot more money at the end of the month. Is that what you love? Yes. Hallelujah. There you go, Zen. There we go. That's right. Well, in order for that to happen, you've got to deal with the cause. And that's what this is going to go over. It explains how every difficulty, no matter what it is or where it is, can be removed or dissolved, and explains that the only way in which this is ever done or can be done. Now, isn't this interesting? He's pointing out that there's only one way to do it. There's only one way to remove something on the outside. There's only one way to change an outcome, to deliver an outcome that you haven't experienced. It also tells of a master key by which those who are wise enough to understand, broad enough to weigh the evidence, firm enough to follow their own judgment, and strong enough to make the sacrifice may enter and partake. How many of you would love to enter and partake of massive abundance, of incredible success, of beautiful happiness, of amazing health? Remember, that's a result. That's something that you can tap into and deliver. Why? Because that's something that is an outcome. Well, that's an effect. If you deal with the cause and make sure that the cause is in harmony with that, you will deliver that effect. Well, this chapter is going to show you about that. It's going to tie in everything that we pulled together from all of the previous chapters. Oh my gosh, 23 chapters we went through. Boy, has that been amazing. But here again, this is where you must be wise enough to understand, broad enough to weigh the evidence, firm enough to follow your own judgment, and strong enough to make the sacrifice exacted. Remember, everything has a price. You must pay the price. Everything that you have delivered as an outcome is because of a price that you've paid for that outcome, good, bad, or indifferent. Well, to make a big change on the outside, you must pay the price of making a big change on the inside. And if your mind is open and willing to tap into doing that, I got news for you. You will experience it. It's not a matter of whether or not you will. You will. It's just a matter now of time. Now, here, I also want to emphasize something here where he's talking about a master key. Now, here, you could have the master key, but remember, the key itself is absolutely useless. Think of a key itself. A physical key that you use to open the door to your house. Now, say that key is on a desk or a table. Maybe it's lying on the couch. My question for you, is that key useful? Think about that for just a moment. Is the key useful? No, it's not. It's sitting there on the freaking couch. It's sitting there on the counter. It's just sitting there. Think about that. It's not useful at all until you what? Until you pick up the freaking key and place it into the keyhole and turn it. That's when it's useful. Everything else is just there. See, when it's used is when it becomes useful. And that's what I'm hoping you get. That example is so beautiful. Okay, yes, you have the master key, but guess what? The master key is useless unless you use it. Application, baby. That's where it's at. So now, how can we use this to earn more, to change our lifestyle and all that stuff? Well, that's what we're going to dive into next. But before we move on, those of you who are watching this live stream and would love to tap into the recordings and watch the rest of these calls, go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You will thank yourself later.